Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Prototype. There wasn't a lot of things happening around the map, so I just kind of rolled around with the tank and got a new friend, the Spurting Rib. I don't really know. It just would not stop squirting blood out of its rib. It was weird. But anyway, because of this lack of stuff going on the map, we might as well just head over to Dana's safe house, start the next one off. But not without, of course, getting some upgrades before we do that. So our next three that we're going to get is we're going to round off the powers that we can get at this point, which includes the Whip Fist power. The Whip Fist is probably my favorite out of all of them, simply because of the amount of advantages it has. It is a great long-range attacker, and with the abilities that you get, although not a lot, they're certainly handy. Now our next one we're going to get is a little bit of an addition to our flying kick. Not really that useful, the flip kick launcher. It's more of an aesthetic touch because when you're using the flip kick or flying kick, you're usually killing them in one hit anyway. So you just get to send them flying a little further. Now I wasn't really sure about the third upgrade at this point, but I might as well go ahead and get it at this point, which is the Grapple Slam, which is not really effective in main missions. It's more of a fun thing to do on your own time. You grab an enemy, you hit the attack button, and you can just whack them against the ground and repeat it as much as you like. I'll show that off in more detail in one of the extra videos. And because we got the Whip Fist, more events have been unlocked, so we'll have to take care of those in one of the events videos really soon. And of course, if you forgot, last video, we also got 2nd Lieutenant Joel Brunner. Here is his location on the Web of Intrigue. So let's start the next mission. We've made the safe house safe.
A network of detectors. If they can track me, they can track Dana.
Or not. We don't even get a cutscene. It just goes straight into we have to keep defending the safe house for some reason. I also like the Whip Fist because of how sleek it looks. It doesn't look like a whip at all. It's certainly well designed. So a little thing about the whip is that it's great for just flinging around and taking care of enemies. Its damage output isn't really that great. It's more of in the middle, but it certainly gets the job done. Another thing about this mission is that there are tons of helicopters everywhere. And like me, you want to kill all of them. But here's another good thing about the whip. The heavy attack sends out this big, huge jab of the whip, which is great for taking out helicopters, especially when you get further onto the game. Yeah, let's get going. We have another detector to take care of. But that kind of leaves me a bit... I'm really not sure about this main mission being in this specific spot in the game. But anyway. Hello! So let's see the flip kick launcher in action. It's a bit weird to take care of, because there it is right there. It's a lot of aesthetics. And here is the Grapple Slam. Bam. You can just take care of them. So here's the issue I have with this mission. So your goal is to take care of all of these detectors like we've already done so. And now we get some sort of tutorial about area markers, even though if you've been playing this game enough, you've seen them before. Which is weird. And now we have to take care of 8 more. Why? I don't know. I really don't know. Also tons of helicopters because strike teams. And look at where this whip goes. Right through that woman! But yeah, we have to take care of 8 other detectors so that Dana's safe house is not uncovered by the military and we can keep Dana safe. But unlike the last mission, this mission has no urgency behind it. Because if you remember from the last mission, there was a patrol that got really close, right underneath the safe house. You had a time limit in order to destroy the patrol, and that was tense. And there is all of the detector locations. But everything was kind of tense in the last mission. It still didn't feel right in terms of what I was kind of going for, but at least it was bringing things up after the last couple of missions. This one kind of brings it back a bit, simply because of the lack of urgency here. If anything, my opinion is that this mission and Open's Conspiracy, the last mission, should have been switched. This should have been the mission that we should have done before the patrols came around. Somehow the ground shatter drop did a fairly good job. Not a lot of damage to the detector, but that's kind of what ground shatter drop kind of does. Another cool thing about taking down the detectors is, of course, using just devastators. That was a lot of meat. That's another thing about the whip, is when you're killing enemies with it, you're either killing them by cutting them off at their waist, or cutting them clean in half. It's rather cool. Also, the consumption animations for this power are kind of cool. It's all stretchy and weird. Now it says use disguise to get close to the next one, which I'm gonna try doing, but not with these helicopters in the way. I should get air recovery sometime, so I'm able to show that off, but I'll get the next set of movement upgrades at some point. When it feels right, I guess, because we really don't need them. Alright, let's get a bit more sneaky for this next one. As sneaky as you can get with this detector here. Mainly for your weapon, actually. Because this is the next weapon that we haven't seen yet, which is the machine gun. The machine gun pretty much is what you would expect. The main advantage of the machine gun is that it has tons of rounds in it. And as you keep upgrading it, it just gets better and better. Now, of course, claw's really not good here, but the ground spike is. Just keep in mind of that. Now, of all of the terms of pacing and story that I'm saying this game really doesn't do very well, I will say that this mission has one good pro to it. One good positive thing. And that is that for the amount of detectors that you have to take down, you certainly have a lot of variety in terms of taking them down. You get a taste for the amount of options you get for this mission if you hadn't done so before. Now let's see if we can't find more grenade launchers. There we go. Grenade launchers are really good about for taking down detectors, but they're certainly good about taking down helicopters if the targeting would work properly. But then again, you're dealing with moving targets, so it's not really that great. Alright, down we go, because this detector is oddly in a corner. I don't know how that helps. Let's use the brute force approach. Just muscle mass it. It kind of works. But I'm about to die, so let's hunker down. Because apparently there's hunters around for some reason or another. I don't really understand why. Now, let's see about what really peeves me off the most about tanks. And that is the targeting. See me targeting, with the regular weapon at these guys. It's not hitting them! Now it is, now that I use a missile. The missiles are really the only good way of doing anything. As a helicopter lands right on top of me. But yeah, it just feels weird that this mission is second in the protect the safe house missions. Because I would think they would have planted down the detectors before they would have sent in the patrols. Like, am I making any sense here? Maybe you are not interested, but let's go with the rocket launcher approach. Missile launchers, because this one is in a bit of a weird spot. How did they set this thing up all the way up here? And since we've upgraded our missile launcher use, I think, now they actually do a little bit more damage, so we can take down detectors in 3 hits instead of 4. Give me your grenade launcher. But they didn't get it because grabbing things is a bit annoying. There we go. 2 more. And they're all around this black building. No strike teams, thank you. Now I think the only thing I didn't really show off in terms of taking down these detectors is going about using artillery strikes to attack this the specific area of the detector, which I kind of forgot, but now that I'm remembering it, I've made a note, and hopefully I'll be able to show it off in the next couple missions. Because I still only have 1. They're a little bit more powerful, but I still only have 1 artillery strike, so I better make the most out of it. Alright, back to stealth. But this time it's going to be stealth and then abrupt destruction. I'm gonna go with that approach this time. Bye, Devastator. There we go.
Tech building in Midtown Manhattan. What was initially thought to be a chemical spill was actually a biological attack on the city. Authorities have named Dr. Alex Mercer as the chief suspect.
Sir?
At ease, Captain. Director McMullen, share your data with the Captain. Perhaps it will help him complete his mission.
Mercer, Zeus, rebuilds on a cellular level. A shapeshifter. We've used the DNA sample you recovered to synthesize a pathogen. Inside Zeus, the pathogen will generate a possible cure.
Do you understand your mission?
I'm to inject the weapon into the target, Zeus, and bring him in. Sir, with respect. All indications are that
Mercer isn't a he, it's an it! I will debrief you when you complete your mission. Dismissed. The Captain always did have difficulty seeing the bigger picture.
And now things are starting to come together, but first we have to defeat all the military that are around here, but luckily we have our grenade launcher. When the lock-on works, the grenades do a lot of damage to helicopters. It's pretty great. There we go. Oh, would you look at that? Hey, it's my new friend. I call him Legsy. Legsy is always fun. There we go. I will protect you, Legsy. You are my one and only friend. You should have been consumed within me, but instead you will live a life all your own. And holding the gun with the whip fist kind of looks cool. But that is the end of the mission. Things are now starting to ramp up in terms of what is going to be happening with the future. And hopefully the safe house is now secure? Maybe? But we won't know that until then. Also, McMullen loves making the thinking pose. But now that Captain Cross is after us, we'll have to be sure to take him down once we meet him. So see you next time, everyone, as we continue on. Wow, you are flexible. How do you do it? I don't even know. And hey, here's Lexi's sister. I better bring you to your brother. Something. I'll do that later. Right now I have to go get some more computers and more electronics and more tech. It's gonna be all that great. Except for maybe I don't think I can get into the store at this point. Unfortunately, I think they're blockaded by vending machines. It's kind of annoying too, because these are push doors, like you can't pull them, and then I can't even get a drink out of them. Like, to be honest, this is the worst electronics store ever. They need to repair their service.